What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of Ancient Divinations, Blaze One for the Nations. I gotta start saying thank you all for donations now. That's awesome. That's awesome that people can see exactly what I'm trying to do. People can see exactly what's going on here, and people are getting actual good readings, and they are happy about that. So thank you. If you've donated, you liked, you subscribed, you shared the video, thank you so much. We're gonna get like a quick reading here just to see what's going on in the atmosphere. You know, I am a Scorpio. It has definitely been a very busy season for me thus far, so I haven't really been able to get too many readings out here. I did do a reading last week, but I deleted it just because I overspoke on some things, and I was just like, nah. But yeah, two cards popped out here: Love and Desire and Initiation. You know, what this is telling me that is like relationship can be one of the tests in life. You know, relationship can be a test in life. You know, sometimes that's your assignment. You know, a certain relationship, or being in a relationship at all, can be an assignment. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, we have an assignment to bear children. You're supposed to bring certain individuals into this world because it's very deep, right? Very deep. It's about timeline. It's about a lot of that, about timeline. You see Marvel lately been focused on timeline, right? If you watch the Deadpool Wolverine movie, they're focused on timeline. Even going back farther than that, most of the X-Men movies have been dealing with timeline, jumping from the future to the past and the past to the future. We've always seen Marvel and these different movies focus on timeline, the shifting of timeline. They're trying to do that with CERN right now, CERN as well. The machine CERN has a lot to do with timeline. They've changed the date, the years. You know, they've changed the calendars, right? Once upon a time, there was no daylight savings time. You get what I'm saying? So there's a lot of agenda around timeline and different things as well, right? If you follow some of these other calendars, the Ethiopian calendar, the Mayan calendar, it's a whole different year than what we say it is, right? And so that can be your assignment in life. You know, you're supposed to have maybe a son. You're supposed to have, you know what I'm saying, 3 daughters. You know, it's very prophetic. Timeline is very prophetic. And so God has a lot to do with this love and desire on your timeline. The things you're supposed to cultivate, the relationships you're supposed to be in. You know what I'm saying? The prodigy. You know, there's with the prodigy here, dealing with this timeline, it's like a revelation. There's certain truths. There's certain things you're supposed to cultivate. There's certain things that you're supposed to do, right, in this world. And so maybe with these alignments for November, that this is a shift in the timeline. You get what I'm saying? That can very well be true. Going into the new year, you know, a lot of people are changing jobs, doing different things. Like, we don't stay on one job no more. You know, and when you do that, you run into different, you know, I had a job over the summer where, last spring, to where they were so family oriented, I couldn't stand it. I was like, how? Everybody been there 20 plus years. I was like, you know what I'm saying? And I already knew that this would start to impose on my free will, because once you get into organizations like that, then they all do the same thing. Everybody goes to the Christmas party. Everybody goes to luncheon. Everybody goes, you know what I'm saying? And I'm such a free spirit that I didn't like that feeling that everybody's been to such and such's house. You know, everybody's kissing the same person's ass. You know what I'm saying? All I would hear every day is about the family that started it. And it's cool. That's cool. But it's for certain individuals. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to eat shit because this family here is trying to thrive. No, I'm trying to get my own family to thrive. You know what I'm saying? And so if you really want me to care that much, you gotta pay me a little bit more. Domesticity. So this family life is part of this person's timeline, whoever we're talking about here. I definitely want to get at least 10 minutes plus in this. So I'm going to be cutting it short because I got to go and work. Yeah, this is about a balance. You know, they're supposed to be seeking this retribution in their life. You get what I'm saying? Your revelation. See, they've had an awakening, an understanding. See what I'm saying? Deduction. This is walking through this gateway, this portal here. Both these cards look like they're walking through a gateway or portal. This is a revelation, which, you know, this card is revelation. This card is revelation. And so this is a person also, it's almost like you can tap into your timeline as well and see, you know, a certain way you're supposed to go and see the certain things you're supposed to do and have that understanding of what it is and where you're supposed to be at. You know what I'm saying? And so that is true for sure. You know what I mean? That is very true. Very, very true. You know, there's certain things we're supposed to do. Certain places you're supposed to go. You're supposed to live certain places. You know what I'm saying? God's been directing you to live certain places. You get what I'm saying? I never forget doing Uber back in the day. I used to do Uber. I met this white lady who just packed up and moved to the Caribbean. Just moved her and her kids to the island, you know. Just was like, she was just ready to get, you know, move and leave and be in a different place. And I was like, the islands of all places. You know what I'm saying? Things can alter your timeline. You know, you can wake up one day and you want to be a whole total different person. You can wake up one day and be in a whole different timeline for sure. You know, so that's real relevant to this reading here. Someone is going through a timeline shift. We're all actually going through a timeline shift all the time. You know, one decision, you can enter a relationship, you can leave a relationship, you can get a new job, you could buy a new car, you could buy a new home. It all will change your timeline. Every decision you make is changing your timeline. And not only is it just changing your timeline, you know, like I say here, like, you know, the biggest thing about this change in this timeline, and I'm going to show you this here. God itself, the force of life, is the biggest alternation of this timeline. Like, this is the biggest, like, that's the biggest influence on this alternating timeline. God is pushing you in a certain direction. You know what I'm saying? Because I always keep saying on these readings that God has an agenda as well. You have an agenda. God has an agenda. Now, there's a saying out there that says you can make a plan, but God's going to show you what the true plan is. That's true to a certain extent. You can reject God's plan as well. It's not wise, but you can do it. You do have free will. But that doesn't mean God's going to stop trying to direct you in a certain way. He's not going to, I said he. God, the force of life, you know, nirvana, whatever it is not going to stop as well. It's prophecy fulfilling. You know what I'm saying? It's all about prophecy. You know, like these holy books are all about prophecy, right? Anubis here. Someone's got the Anubis head on here. The hierarch. The hierarch. Let me go back to this card of Revelation. Revelation is the last book of the Bible. You get what I'm saying? Might as well be the same person with this understanding here. The hierarchy. You get what I'm saying? This is, you see the scale? This is true understanding, true knowledge, a true test in life, true wisdom, true courage. This is you actually stepping into that timeline, the return. Yeah, so it's really about someone probably from the past, or a home life, or moving back to your hometown, or returning back to who you was once. You know what I'm saying? When you was thriving, returning back to that person that was thriving. You might have went astray. You might have fell off a little bit, but this is about the return. Getting back to yourself. Yeah. So you're staying out the way right now to get back to yourself, which is wonderful, 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 wonderful. Yeah. Within that hermit is the magician. This is one person in all these cards doing a lot of work. A lot of my readings, I get twos. All the two people cards is doing, in these readings, but it's been one person in all these readings. To get back to this return, you got to go within or stay to yourself to manifest. This whole thing about manifesting. To get back to yourself, you got to stay within, stay to yourself to manifest. I might just leave it right there. To get back to yourself, you need to stay to yourself and work on yourself. Manifest. Yeah, see, that's the state of the being. That's the current state of being for this person. Is to manifest. Alternate reality. Alternate the timeline. You get what I'm saying? That's the true test for this person. This is where a lot of us are at the moment, in the hermit during this Scorpio season. I feel like most people about to use this whole winter. To focus, stay down until they come up. Focus on something else. Go back to school. A lot of people are going to be learning something. I got a course I'm about to take and apply for as well. You know what I'm saying? So I see a lot of people about to really do this here, and I'm very proud of you. And I hope you stay up on it, stay with it, stay strong, stay steadfast, and you will manifest. You will conquer. Get what I'm saying? And so I'm going to see y'all in the next video. I love y'all so much. Thank y'all again for all the likes, subscribes. If you've donated, thank you for the donation. This is just the beginning, y'all. We're about to take this thing to a whole new level. You get what I'm saying? We're going to take it to a whole new level through knowledge and understanding. Knowledge and understanding. That's where we about to be at. I love y'all so much. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and let's get there. Peace.